What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. Ladies and gentlemen, the NBA draft is literally tomorrow. It's kind of crazy that it's come so quickly, but I'm excited about it, and today we're talking about another draft rumor. So today we're talking about the idea of the San Antonio Spurs trading pick 4 and 8 to move up to number 1 to pair Alex Sarr with Wembanyama. Therefore, we're jumping the Wizards to get Alex Sarr because the Hawks don't seem interested in him, and Sarr doesn't seem interested in the Hawks or the Spurs. Trade up to get Alex Sarr. Obviously, that connection down low would be absolutely crazy with him and Wemby. It'd be like a David Robinson, Tim Duncan 2.0 kind of scenario. So we're going to jump in and talk about this scenario, talk about the likelihood of it happening. So let's just jump in and do this Alex Sarr with Wembanyama San Antonio Spurs rebuild. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you are new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. Like I said, the NBA draft is literally tomorrow. I will be going live for it. I might still upload a video tomorrow, but definitely will be going live for sure. So I guess we'll just kind of see what's out there. I was kind of hoping for some more trades to happen at this point, but we're just kind of going to talk about some draft rumors instead. Of course, we did a Wizards video with Sarr and Dillingham yesterday, so I do apologize if you're tired of Alex Sarr, but he is the best prospect in this draft, supposedly. So that's why we're doing this video, because I think an Alex Sarr Wembanyama video is still a ton of fun to think about. So, of course, you haven't made the trade just yet. Also, quick update. If you are looking for a share scenario on Xbox, I just recently updated mine this morning. So you can go look up this name right here under Crushables, Boom Mayo on, the share scenario finder, and you'll see my file. It's pretty good. There could be some tweaks, maybe there's some things that are wrong, but for the most part, you have the Giddy Caruso trade, draft pick, first round picks in order and all that. So if that's what you're looking for, check it out. But with that all being said, let's go ahead and make this trade for number 1. So I do believe this isn't going to happen, which is why I think it's fun to get this video out of the way, or do this video while we still can, because more than likely this isn't going to happen, as we all know. So number 1 for 4 and 8. That might be a little too rich for the Spurs, which I totally understand, but we're going to go ahead and send it in. And wow, they say no. Well, that's not going to be an option today. We are going to make it happen. It does not matter, because I think 4 and 8 in this draft would be fine to get you number 1. Of course, I could throw in something else, and they probably would accept it, but I'm just going to force them to accept 4 and 8 for number 1, and we can get straight into this video and talk about Alex Sarr paired with Wembanyama. Today's video is brought to you by DGF's Optimizer. If you play on apps such as PrizePicks, Underdog, or any other DFS app, having a tool like this is so clutch at finding good plays right in front of you without having to do any research whatsoever. For example, on the board right now, of course, it is baseball season. It isn't really, basketball season anymore. So no NBA players on the board at the moment, unfortunately. But there's a few, strikeout plays on the board. So you have Hunter Green over 6.5. Reason why this is a good play, because as you see, every single book is heavily favoring him to go over. You got minus 136 odds, minus 142, minus 140. So, which is why I absolutely love this tool. Gives you good plays right in front of you without having to do any research. There's all kinds of apps to look at. And then, of course, I use it on apps such as PrizePicks. And I just noticed that PrizePicks has a free square on a hot dog eating contest. So if you're into that, well, it's a free square. So definitely use that if you're on PrizePicks. So, and if you want to join PrizePicks, use code Crushables and match first deposit dollar for dollar up to $100. But the way PrizePicks works is you choose between 2 to 6 players. 2 players being 3 times your entry, all the way up to 6 players being 25 times your entry. Something I haven't really showed you guys a ton of is I did submit a lineup earlier. And if we go and try to put this in again, let's just say we try to put this in again, I guarantee you that most of these plays are off the board or bumped or whatever it may be. So, as you can see, some of the projections you've copied are no longer active. Please review your selections. And then Austin has been... so, every single play that I submitted in this lineup right here is gone. And I got that all from the Optimizer. So, that tells you that we got some good plays over the long term, which is why having this tool is so clutch, man. As you can see, perfect example. PrizePicks removes them because they see that is a good play over the long term. So that is why, having a tool like this is so clutch to being profitable. But if you want to check out the tool, links in the description below. Use code Crushables, 25% off the first month. And on PrizePicks, as I mentioned, use code Crushables. They match first deposit dollar for dollar up to $100. Other than that, let's get back to the video. So now that we have the first overall pick, we can jump into this draft and take exactly who we're looking to take in this video. This is also perfect as well because obviously French connection there. And then Alex Sarr wants to play power forward, and Wemby was much better when he played center last year. So they'd be kind of perfect. As the Wizards go Ron Holland, I kind of want to see Collier goes to the Rockets. Interesting. Montez goes to the Hawks. All right, so this draft is kind of crazy so far. Ricochet drops to Detroit. I think Detroit would be jumping up and down if that happened. But In the second round, we got our big. So who do we want to take here? We could take like a Caleb Foster. Of course, we do have to still solve our point guard position. That's still going to be a heavily, that's still a problem, which we will figure that out. Don't get me wrong. I think I'm going to take Caleb Foster here out of Duke, and we'll see if we can eventually turn him into something. But Alex Sarr, #1 overall, we will play him at power forward next to Wemby, and we'll feel very good about that. So we'll sign Caleb Foster, and then player options, so on's a free, or all these guys, of course, we're going to accept them. So that's great. Qualifying offers, Dominic Barlow's a free agent. Everybody else, I'm not too concerned about. So we can go ahead and just extend the offer on Barlow. All right. So I do believe the Spurs have, I thought we had a little bit of cap space, but I guess I could be wrong. Maybe we don't. Man, I thought we had a little bit of money, but I guess I'm wrong. Okay, so we don't have money to solve the point guard spot, which is totally fine. I think we still have Keldon Johnson's contract that I think will come in clutch in doing so. So if we take a look at exactly, do we have any cap holds to worry about? So Osman, we're not bringing back. Sandra, I don't think I'm bringing back any. Well, I might bring back Barlow. I don't think we're bringing back any of these other guys. So we're gonna leave them all go, and then if we or let them all go, I should say. Let's speak proper English here. But $133 million. So we do have the ability to make a trade, which is nice. So what we're gonna try to do is we can use Devontae Graham's contract, but we absolutely have to solve that point guard spot. We still have Chicago's picks. We still have Charlotte's picks. We still have some picks to make some trades happen. We still have Atlanta's picks, so we can go talk to the Hawks again about Trae Young if we wanted to. But at the end of the day, we have a Towers connection down low, so it's going to be, and we still have Zach Collins, who's massive as well. So yeah, we got some length on this team at our front court, which is nice. So I love that. And now we need to go get the point guard. So Trey Jones, I like him, but not as our starter. Vassell, Keldon's probably about to be moved here in a trade for a point guard. So let's go ahead, take a look. The obvious guy, let's go get Darius Garland, right? Let's go get him. But I do imagine that the Cavs would have wanted one of those lottery picks in order to move him. Maybe we could still visit that. That still could make a lot of sense, but maybe I try something different today because I've done a Garland video already on the Spurs. But we'll see. We'll take a look. Maybe I just go back to Garland. Let me go make a trade for a point guard, though, at the end of the day because we need one. So I have a little bit of a wacky idea here for our point guard position. Hear me out on this one. I really need you to listen to what I'm about to say because someone's going to look at this trade and say, why on earth did you do that or whatever, but we'll see what happens when we try to make this trade. So hear me out on this one. The Chicago Bulls have Kobe White, Ayo Dosunmu, and as we know, they just brought in Josh Giddey. What if the Spurs took a swing, and this would just be assuming Lonzo can play this upcoming season. He's on an expiring contract, but let's say the Spurs took a risk on Lonzo Ball. Obviously, if you're the Spurs, you don't want to give up too much because this is a risky proposition to take on. But in 2K, we know, this is where I need you to listen. We know that Lonzo Ball is not going to go for a second-round pick. That's just not going to happen. That's not how it works in 2K. They don't take into consideration what the real-life circumstances are. They just don't do that. So, normally, I would not trade a first-round pick if I'm the Spurs in order to get Lonzo, but I might have to do that today to get him. So, keep that in mind. But I really love the idea of the Spurs maybe gambling on Lonzo. You would have to really look at the medicals, so maybe this is a terrible idea to begin with. But just to change it up and now go get Garland or Trae Young, Lonzo Ball, if healthy and if he can get to what somewhat of his former self, would be a perfect fit in Chicago, or in not Chicago, in San Antonio. Now, the problem is, do we have enough to make this happen? So I actually wouldn't trade Keldon Johnson in this scenario. I think that's a little too rich. So I'm going to give them their top 10 protected first round pick back. That's fine by me. Devontae Graham is someone who probably has doesn't have a lot of trade value either. So again, this would be the circumstances I would, wow, we still do not have enough. We have just barely not enough. So I guess we could throw Champagne in here and then we can go, is there anybody justifiable to throw in this trade? Not really. I know someone's going to get pissed about this, but I guess I'll throw Caleb Foster in here. It was our second round pick. So I would have thrown City, but someone's going to get mad because the last time I got rid of him, someone got very angry with me. But again, this is not a trade that I would do. But if the Spurs can, or I want to give up a first round pick if I'm the Spurs. But since I'll try with it, without giving up a first round pick. But I highly doubt we can do this without a first being in here. So yeah, they're going to say no. I'll throw another second, and they say no. So I do believe that first is going to have to be in here, which is their own pick back, and they agree. So just like that, Lonzo Ball is now a San Antonio Spur. So again, if I'm the Spurs in real life, I'm not trading more than a second-round pick and salary filler. But man, if you can get Lonzo and he becomes somewhat of his former self, what a awesome proposition that would be for the Spurs. So we get Lonzo Ball, taking a risk on him potentially being, a shell of his former self. So Lonzo Ball, Trey Jones, we have Malachi Branham, Devin Vassell. So we do keep Keldon Johnson in this scenario, which we've moved him in pretty much every Spurs video we've done lately. So I guess that's fine, a little bit of a different change up. And then I guess Sohan either comes off the bench or we move him to the 3. So I guess for now, I'll move him to small forward. And then him and Keldon can fight over minutes there. So we'll do something along the lines of that. So boom. We got Lonzo, we got Keldon, we got Sohan, and we do need a backup power forward because Charles is injured. Zach Collins is our backup 5. Let's go sign a power forward in free agency. So we can go Nicholas Batum to add another France. I believe Batum's out of France, right? So we can sign Batum to add another France connection. We can go Bol, add some more length. Or we can get like a Kenyon Martin Jr., which is someone I don't sign too often. So give me KJ Martin. That's fine with me. So boom, just like that. That is our offseason. First offseason in the books. We go for Lonzo Ball to change it up. Big gamble, big risk. So I totally understand that the Spurs are not really looking to do that because, that does come with a lot of risk. But in 2K, of course, that risk is null and void because we know Alonzo is going to be good in 2K. It's a matter of in real life if he ever is going to return. So KJ Martin went up quite a bit. So I'm pretty happy to see that. But you got City up, you got Blake Wesley up, and you got Charles up. So all that's looking good. And Lonzo's up, and then Jeremy Sohan's up as well. Boom. All right, so now we can go to next season and be very excited about what the future holds because, you got Lonzo Ball at the point, you got Vassell at the 2, Johnson or Sohan at the 3, and then Alex Sarr and Wemby down low. That defense sounds kind of disgusting, I'm not going to lie. So let's get into this next season, and let's really look at this rotation all together. So Power's going to land us 16th overall. There's no reason this team shouldn't make the playoffs. I'd be baffled if this team is not a playoff team. So we're going to leave it at defense like Popovich wants. So it's Lonzo, Vassell, Keldon, Alex Sarr, Wemby, Sohan, Trey Jones, Zach Collins, and Malachi Branham and KJ Martin. So all that looks tremendous to me. We're going to see how this season goes. Of course, Wemby leading the charge. Sarr as the brand new prospect in here playing the 4 next to him. So let's see how this season goes, and hopefully we end up being a playoff team because, of course, Wemby's window is already right now while he's cheap because this man is just too good not to try to be good next year. So, and we're off to a rocky start, but hopefully things change around and we are a playoff team or at least a play-in team. So at the end of year number 1, Shea wins MVP, Nikola Topic Rookie of the Year for the Hornets, Nikola Topic 6-man, Wemby Defensive Player, Kate Cunningham Most Improved, and Jalen Brunson Clutch Player of the Year, and Mark is your Coach of the Year. So I will tell you guys right now, by the way, that my internet just went out. Reason being is my daughter disconnected my router. So it actually kicked me off the game and I restarted the whole file. So draft picks might be a little bit different. I did all the same moves that I did previously. So like, for example, we saw that Risha Shea went to the Pistons. Well, he's on a different team now. So if you've noticed that, that is why. So yeah, I apologize for that, but I figured I was going to do the same moves anyway. So I just did those, and now we're at the end of year 1, so that, kind of restarted. So thankfully it happened earlier in the video and not later in the video because it would have been a little bit harder. Probably would have had to restart the whole thing, but whatever. And the reason why I couldn't go back to it is because you guys know I have autosave off on my files because I come back to them every single time. But Wemby makes it all NBA second team, which is great to see. But this season went great. I don't know what the hell I just said. But 4th seed in the Western Conference, Portland Trailblazers are the 5th seed. So if you take a look at the player stats to end it off, you had 24 from Wemby, 17 from Alex Sarr, 14 from Keldon, 14 from Vassell, 9 from Sohan, 9, and then only 9 and 6 from Lonzo. So nothing crazy, but at least I should make him somewhat cheaper in free agency, I guess. But hey, the team went on to make the playoffs, and that's all that truly matters because there's already so much pressure being put on the Spurs by like ESPN saying, man, will Wemby request a trade if the Spurs suck again, and crazy things like that. But I obviously think they're, blowing things out of proportion. But regardless, we have set this team up to be good at least. So we are going to run a 9-man rotation for these playoffs. They want to start Keldon Johnson. It's going to be Lonzo, Vassell, Keldon, Sarr, Wemby. So on Trey Jones, Zach Collins, and Malachi Branham. So first time for Wemby being in the playoffs, which is great to see. Would be exciting to see as well. So let's somebody come around against the Portland Trail Blazers. And we are going to beat them in 7. So we do get a first-round series win under our belt in the very first season, which is great to see. And now we draw, of course, the Oklahoma City Thunder, who are always really tough to beat. You got Clay in OKC, which is possible. They have the cap space to pull it off. Caruso, where is he at? There he is. And then you got, obviously Giddey's not here. So J-Dub, Chet, Shea, Lou Dort. We'll see how this goes. Should be interesting. I highly doubt we beat them in year one, but you never truly know. Somebody current round, and yeah, this is where we get humbled a little bit. Not that we were going to go out there and say, hey, we're definitely winning this, but yeah, we lose. So the Thunder do lose to the Mavericks, so the Mavericks get, or I guess they don't get revenge because they beat them. I was thinking of the Celtics. I don't know why, but Mavericks ultimately get the championship finally, as Boston got eliminated round 2, and they beat the Pistons in 7 games. LeBron James is going to call it a career and retire a Laker, so let's go straight to the lottery and let's see how this is going to go. So I do believe it's going to say we're going to get a couple picks here, but that's not going to be, well, actually, we're going to get Atlanta's pick, which that's awesome. Was not expecting that. So Atlanta is going to fall in the lottery, so we get their 10th pick. It says we have Charlotte's pick as well, but that is protected in real life, so we are not going to get that pick. And then, of course, we gave the Bulls their pick back, but it was top 10 protected anyway, so we wouldn't have got it regardless because they have 4th best odds. So let's hope for a jump from that Atlanta pick. I highly doubt we get that lucky. We never. And we get number 3 overall. That is some 2025 draft lottery luck that I needed because I have not gotten that in quite some time. So we are guaranteed at least Dylan Harper, Cooper Flagg, or Ace Bailey. And I wouldn't mind any of them. I think all of them would be great fits for what I'm trying to do here. So I feel fantastic. So Thunder also getting number 2 doesn't feel great because they're obviously our foes here, and we got to try to take them down to eventually win a championship. But nonetheless, we got ourselves a top 3 pick from the DeJounte Murray trade, which is just fantastic. If you're a Spurs fan, you're excited about that, especially in this draft class. So let's go ahead and see what we can get at number 3 overall. So I don't think I'm going to trade anybody just yet, but Keldon Johnson, what did he do last year? Because I always trade him away. 31% from 3, 14 points per game, so not great. So I think there's a chance we eventually move him, but let's see what we get in the draft first. So if I had to guess, so obviously the lottery or the order. So if I had to guess, the Hornets are going to take Cooper Flagg, I imagine. Thunder would take him either as well, I think. So let's just see what happens. So number 1 is going to be Cooper Flagg to the Hornets. That makes a lot of sense for them. Number 2, it's either Ace Bailey or Dylan Harper. I don't care who goes. I want one or the other, and we're going to get Dylan Harper. So Dylan Harper is going to be our pick here, which is awesome. So welcome to the Spurs, Dylan Harper. And what we'll do is I don't mind throwing Vassell at the 3 and playing Lonzo at the 2 because I think Lonzo could play some 2 guard. He's tall enough. You know, we're obviously thinking about the Lonzo ball that we used to see play. We also have a 19th overall pick, which is nice. So let's go ahead. I'm not sure. This is probably our own pick now that I think about it. So Joel Bethea, we take Tyler Harris, Bo Fall, Amari, Rocco, Jalil Howard. Who do I want to take? I guess I could take Bethea, who has all-star potential. So we'll take him here out of Villanova. Maybe he'll eventually join the Knicks one day to, you know, obviously complete that Villanova connection. And then Omari, Elliott Caldwell. I guess I'll take Omari here. So do we have another pick? We do, but I'll let my assistant GM take care of that last pick. All right. So we got that all done. Perfect draft class. We get Dylan Harper here. That's awesome. So Dylan Harper, Jalil Bethea, Amari, and the second round. And then we have Bo Wright. So we'll sign all of these guys. Welcome to the... oh, never mind. We can't. So we can't sign our last one, I assume. Okay. So player options, Wemby, so on, Brandon Wesley, City. Accept all those, and then qualifying offers, Dominic Barlow. I imagine roster spots becomes a problem, so I think we'll actually move off Barlow this time, just because, you know, obviously we're not gonna be able to keep him around with. So we just drafted Dylan Harper. So I'm not really sure how we're gonna do things here. So let's just take a look at our rotation right now. So we have 3 centers, we have 3 power forwards, which is great, and we're gonna move Vassell to the 3 because I do want him to start. So Vassell I think would go up at the 3 as well. So we're gonna go up. Or Vassell's going to go up to the 3. He's a little undersized, 6'5", but I think he can get it done. Jeremy Sohan, probably leave him as a small forward as well. Keldon probably has to be moved here in this scenario. I'm not really looking to get a player back for him just because we kind of have a full rotation as it is. So I'm not looking to, you know, plug and play someone in our rotation this time around. So if I could just get a first-round pick for him and, you know, cut my losses here with Keldon, that's what I'm looking to do. So the Bulls want to give me a first-round pick. Doesn't make a lot of sense for them. I'm assuming they'd be in a rebuild mode at this point. But the Grizzlies give me a first and we get Clark. I don't hate that. A 2029 first-round pick for Keldon. Definitely could be interesting. And the Jazz wanted to relieve me of Keldon Johnson's contract entirely and give me a swap with the Timberwolves swap in 2026, which is next year. 2 first-round picks for Keldon seems a little rich. Not going to lie. Jet Howard in a first-round pick. Top 3 protected from Orlando. That seems a little bit more in the ballpark. You know, having some protection. I don't think you get an unprotected pick for Keldon. Maybe you do. I don't know. But I'm going to do this straight with the Magic where we get Jet Howard. So Jet Howard in that first round pick. Welcome. Jet Howard, we don't have to play right away. So that's great. All right. So now we have Harper, like I said, and we're going to move Mr. Harper to, I guess, no, we're going to leave him at point guard. So he'll play point guard. And then do we need to sign a backup point guard? We could let Trey Jones go. We're gonna bring Lonzo back, Lonzo Ball back, of course. So let's just get that done. So Trey Jones, as much as we can get Lonzo Ball for fairly cheap as well. So yeah, getting him for like 18.5 would be a bargain. So I like that a lot, especially if you're San Antonio. So I'm gonna take him. I don't know if it's necessary to bring back Trey Jones, to be honest with you. So I think I'm going to let him go as well, just because we have such a logjam in the rotation right now. So I'm going to renounce these guys because I don't plan on bringing them back. So boom, that's all done. We do have the money to sign someone else, but as I mentioned, we kind of have a full rotation already. So I'm going to move Lonzo Ball to the 2 guard. So Lonzo and Harper will share the backcourt. And boom, I'm liking it. Let's go to player progression. Let's see how much this team develops. I'm expecting a lot of development here. And you're going to have Wemby up to 95, Vassell up because if we moved him, Sohan is up, Sarr is up, Branham is up, and Blake Wesley is up. So Lonzo didn't move, unfortunately, or anything like that. Budgel Howard's up, City is up, and then Jet Howard, that's who I was looking for. He went up to 75. But they probably spent some time in the G League this year. So yeah, we have a lot of guys who sit in the G League. Only a couple spots we can do that with. But man, I think this team is going to be extremely good next year. We got Dylan Harper out of the 2025 draft class. Added him next to Lonzo. You move Vassell to 3. And you got Wemby and Sarr down low still. The defense is still going to be incredible. So I'm excited. I'm optimistic about next year being a top 3 seeded team in the West. We were a top 4 last year. We got to cut one player, unfortunately. Let's see who that would be. So that'll be Mr. Boat right here. Unfortunately, he's not going to make the cut. All right. He's going to last 5th overall. So 2K is also high on our team. Do we go to a 4-star anywhere? We do not. So I will leave it at defense because that seems to fit us fairly well anyway. So you got Harper, Lonzo, Vassell, Sarr, Wemby, Sohan, Branham, Zach Collins, Wesley, and then KJ Martin if we ran a 10-man rotation, which I will for the regular season. All right. I'm excited, man. I'm thinking this team this season is about to be really good. All right. Other thing I want to do is let's take a look at the 2 guys not playing. So we got a few G League options here. I think we'll go Bethea and Omari. Yeah, I think we'll do those 2. So we'll do Bethea and Omari. I know I could send obviously City or Jet Howard there as well, but I'll go Omari. I'll go Bethea to go to the Austin Spurs. All right. I'll see you guys at the end of year 2. Obviously looking for a better season last year, which was a great season last year. But, man, I'm looking to be a better contender this year as we're off to a 500 start. But I think eventually this team will start to click and we'll be we're 5 games under 500 now. Turn that around, please. But, yeah, I will see you guys at the end of year 2. But right now, 2K may not be too high on us, so maybe we went wrong somewhere, but we'll see what happens at the end. So at the end of year number 2, we got much different results compared to last year. So I thought we'd maybe take a step up and be a, a playoff team as a top 3 seed, but this time we're a play-in team. So a little disappointed. Maybe Harper and Lonzo is not the backcourt fit we expected, which is fine. I'm fine with taking, a little bit of a stump in the road or whatever. So Victor Wembanyama, 26 points per game, Sarr 16, 15, then 14 and 10. So I think if we get eliminated very early in these playoffs, we'll move on from Lonzo and stick with Dylan Harper and go trade for a small forward. I think that's what we'll do. We'll move Vassell back to the 2 and do something along the lines of that. But let's just go ahead and see how this plan goes first before we, make any sudden changes. So let's see if we can just get into the playoffs and maybe just go on a crazy run from a play-in team, because that's still technically possible. So we got the Grizzlies in the first leg here, and it looks like as long as we don't blow a lead, we are going to the second leg. Okay, so we do play the Portland Trail Blazers. Let's go aim and rotation here for this other game here. So we get the Blazers. As I said, we got to go to Portland to beat them. We start off with a lead in the first quarter, but they are going to take the lead in the second. We take it back in the third, have a really good third quarter, and we are going to be in the playoffs. Okay, so we're in the playoffs. We get the Mavericks of Luka and Kyrie still, and they got pretty much the same team. You got Kevin Porter Jr. now, and Chris Dunn, not to mention. But here we go. Somebody current round against the Mavericks. It would not surprise me if we upset them here, but it is Luka, so I don't know. So we are going to win game 1, but that's about it looks like, as we are going to get bounced in 5. So clearly, whatever we did, we went wrong. So we'll just, rewrite that mistake and make something happen this offseason. So the Timberwolves go on to win it all. Anthony Edwards Finals MVP, 45 points per game. Absolutely absurd. All right. Draft lottery time once again. So we are projected a couple other lottery picks. We got Charlotte and so Atlanta's pick I know we get. I'm pretty sure this year it's a swap. And then Charlotte's pick. I don't know what Charlotte's picks protections are in the year of 2026, so I'd have to really research that. But I'm assuming neither one of these picks jumps up. So Hawks says, okay, so the Hawks says they keep it, which is interesting. There's protections on that pick, or no, it's a pick swap. but 2K has it to where the Spurs got the worst of it, which is kind of weird. That doesn't make any sense. And then Charlotte's pick we get as well. So I think we should have 13 and 14 technically, but for whatever reason, I don't know. 2K I guess got that backwards. That doesn't make any sense. All right, so we are probably more than likely going to trade Lonzo Ball here, and use these lottery picks, which are late in this draft, to go get a small forward upgrade. I think that's where we're going with this. Not that we need an upgrade, but just to get someone in the building who I think fits the roster a little bit better. So Lonzo, appreciate your services for a while. You didn't do anything too crazy for us, but you know, probably a good role player at the very least. But it is time to see if we can get something better for you. But let me go get that pick from the Hawks, and then let me double check that Hornets pick. I don't know what the protections are on it in the year of 2026, to be honest with you. So unfortunately for us, that Hornets pick is actually conveyed into a second. So if it doesn't convey by 2025, it becomes a second round pick. So we do not get that 14th pick. We do have the 13th pick. I have a certain guy in mind that I want to trade for, but he's a restricted free agent. He's someone I don't get ever. Like, I barely ever get him. So I'm going to try to do a sign and trade to get him. If not, we could pivot to another couple of guys. But so whoever we drafted 13, we're more than likely not going to keep this guy, to be honest with you. So I'll take Drake here. That's fine by me. So welcome to San Antonio. And we had a few seconds as well, but we have so many like roster spots not open, and they're all really bad anyway, so I'm not too concerned about them. So Powell, welcome to San Antonio. So now we can accept all of these, which is great. And qualifying offers, Wesley, Sohan, and Branham are all free agents. That's great. We can re-sign those guys to however much money they're looking for. But yeah, Sohan's wants 30 million. That is just way too crazy, bro. I cannot give you 30 million. I'm sorry. Malachi Branham, same thing, 23 million. A little bit more justified, but I don't know if I can give that to him either. So like, these guys are gonna have to come back with their qualifying offers or something. But I have a guy in mind that I want to try to get. Now he has to go back to his team in order to make this happen. So I don't know if he will or not. So let's just take a look and see if he does. So we're gonna have to go through the motions here a little bit. I don't want to renounce anybody. Like I said, if someone gets an offer sheet, I'll match it probably, but I'm not gonna be too comfortable with matching Sohan for 30 million. That's a little too crazy. I can't do it. So let's go ahead and make sure no one gets renounced, and I just got to make sure this guy gets signed. I don't want to reveal who it is just yet, but you will see in due time. So I don't know if he'll get signed. Hopefully he does, because it's going to be a sign and trade basically was what we're about to do here. So once again, just slowly going through the motions here. He has not been signed yet, unfortunately. I don't know if he will get signed, which sucks. Maybe we just sign him to an offer sheet. I don't know, because I think he'd be good. Let me just reveal who it is. So who I'm thinking about getting, someone I never get. I'm going to see if I get Tar Eason off the Rockets. I never get him. Do I have money to offer him? I do have money to offer him an offer sheet, just straight up. So what we could do is we technically could just sign Tar Eason, and that probably renounce Sohan. But to be honest with you, I can't justify giving Sohan $30 million anyway. Can I justify giving Tar Eason that much money, though, either? I don't know. But let's just take this to day 12. Let's take this to day 12 before we make any decisions here. So Branham's getting an offer sheet. It's a 1 year, $13 million. That's a no-brainer. We're going to match that. No-brainer. We're matching that. So we'll match that contract. That's not a problem with me. So $13 million, not a problem. So we'll match that. And we're once again just kind of checking on Tar Eason. So he has no offers up to this point, but I kind of wanted to get him. I thought it'd be kind of different to get him because we never do. And so far we're about to be on day 12, and he has not got an offer sheet. All right, so we're about to be on day 12. So Lonzo Ball is someone we're clearly about to trade away, as I mentioned already, because we're gonna move Vassell. Or we could technically, what we could do is maybe we play Lonzo at backup. Maybe we just do that. So maybe we just do that. Move Vassell back to shooting guard, which is what we're gonna do there. So Vassell's gonna go back to shooting guard, his traditional position. So maybe it's just Lonzo and Dolan Harper. You got Branham and Vassell, and then Jalil Bethea is waiting in the shadows as well. Jet Howard at the 3 right now, but we're about to sign our new 3, whether it's Sohan coming back or we get Tar Eason. So, all right, so we could sign J-Dub as well. Actually, we can't. We don't have enough money. All right, so Walker Kessler, Keegan Murray, Miles Turner, Jabari would be interesting. I don't have enough money. So, apparently I have enough to... Do I have enough to sign Tar... I do. So, Tar Eason maybe sign a 1-year deal. So I guess signing Malachi Branham to his contract ruined any cap space we had, which makes sense. I also extended Zach Collins in the season, so maybe we have to just re-sign Sohan and then maybe trade him later on. So I guess that's what we'll do. We'll give Sohan a 3-year deal. We can't sign Tar Eason right now. Maybe I revisit that idea at the deadline. So we'll get Blake Wesley back, and boom, we'll have Sohan. And maybe just simply moving Lonzo Ball to the bench will change everything. I have no idea, but... We'll see how things go. Good chance we stop at the deadline to trade Sohan because I don't believe in him as our long-term starting small forward. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to see what happens in the season to make any decision. If we're very good, then maybe I'll just keep things the same. But if we are starting to suck and things are slipping again like last year, but Power Ranking lands us 4th overall this time. So I assume things will be better this year. We'll see. So we're going to run a 9-man rotation for the regular season, of course. So Harper, Vassell, Sohan, Sarr, Wembanyama, Lonzo, Branham, Bethea, Zach Collins, and that is our rotation. So we could probably trade for anybody we want at the deadline. We have a lot of young players, draft picks still. So we'll see. We'll just see how the season goes. Maybe there's no need to make a trade and the team's just doing great. We'll see what happens. We're at the trade deadline as we're 29-21 on the season at the moment. So things are going fairly well, but we started to go on a little bit of a losing streak, and I'm still determined to trade Sohan here. So I have a couple options in mind at the moment. So we could go, you know, comfortable and go to the Nets and try to go get Mikal Bridges, right? We could go do that, which is still an option. Mikal for Sohan. Now, obviously, Sohan is a better overall in this scenario, in this situation. We could probably just do this like as a straight up swap. Mikal does shoot a little bit better from 3. I don't know how much of a difference that would make for the simulation. I imagine it would make things better. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't. But we could do this. We also have a crazy trade idea that I don't mind potentially taking a chance on. Zion Williamson on the Pelicans sounds kind of insane, but man, do we have the floor spacing to justify putting him on this team. I mean, you'd have Wemby, you'd have Sarr, you have Harper, you have Vassell. Like, the floor spacing around him would be pretty crazy, which is why I think getting Zion could be wild here. And we secure our championship probably if we get him. We got to go face the Thunder. Kind of like it. I don't know, man. This is crazy, but kind of reminds me what I did in that, was it The Rock? What video was that again? Forgot what video that was, but we traded for Wembanyama in that video. Kind of reminds me of this. Now, the team is going to get expensive, but we have so many salaries, I think we can make this work. So, I'm going to see if we can make this happen. Jeremy Sohan starts to trade. Lonzo Ball could be in the trade as well. We have this Hawks pick, which is very valuable, which is great. This Magic pick, not so much. Our pick, obviously, not going to have a ton of value. But I think we can make this happen. I truly do. Celtics pick is valuable as well. I mean, just imagine. So we obviously got to make sure it salary matches, which we'll do in just a second. Is there anybody else we could throw in here maybe for them? So like Drake Powell, who we drafted, could probably be in this as well. So I guarantee, or I'm assuming they're about to accept this. So we got to include one more player here. And maybe it's Darius. Okay, so all of this for Zion. Sohan, unprotected Atlanta pick. All of this for Zion Williamson to bring him in. They agree. We get Zion Williamson at the deadline. So Zion Williamson, I hope this works out. I'll say that. So Zion Williamson is our brand new addition. So Harper, Vassell, Zion, Sarr, Wemby, Branham. Unfortunately, Jalil Bethea sucks for some reason. Don't know why. Zach Collins and Blake Wesley. So do I need to move Omari to small forward? Would he go up if I move him there? So he does go up. So we're going to put him at small forward. That way he gets into the rotation. Makes our bench a little bit better. So yeah, we had the depth to justify doing a trade like that we just did. So Bethea sucks for some reason. So hopefully that changes here soon. So that makes Branham the backup 2. Does Bethea, maybe we move Bethea to point guard? He goes down, but now kicks him out of rotation, which I guess would probably be fine because he's sucking anyway. So Blake Wesley will play over him. So yeah, there's the trade. Zion Williamson is a Spur now. Zion, Vassell, Harper. Harper, I don't know much about Harper, so maybe he's not a good three-point shooter, but I know Vassell is, of course. Wemby definitely is. 34%, and then Sarr 27. I thought Sarr would be a little bit better. Whatever. So maybe they all can shoot. Maybe the percentages aren't the best, but whatever. 29-21, 5th in the West. Hopefully with Zion coming over, we just climb up those standings, and we're about to be the most unstoppable team here in the Western Conference. So Wemby wins MVP, Boozier's Rookie of the Year, and I imagine he also gets DPOY, which he does, which is great. So all of that is awesome. Here's your All-NBA first team with Wemby. And then do you have Zion making one too? He does not. So all-defensive first team Wemby, of course. Man. And then we also had another all-defensive representative. I didn't see it, though. Well, who was it? Was it Sarr? Harper? I don't know. But we had an all-defensive second team representative, which is awesome to see. I'll have to look back at the footage, but I'm happy to see it. So, 8-man rotation we're about to do probably for these playoffs. I think we can go win a championship this year. I really do. We brought in Zion for a reason. We got the Timberwolves in round 1, who, of course, have Anthony Edwards, who could average 45 points per game in a series, and they're going to give us an issue right away. Damn, bro. All of this just to lose in round 1. All of that just to lose in round 1. So we trade for Zion just to lose in round 1, which we are going to ultimately do. Unless we came back at the very end, which we do. Wow, I thought it was over. So we come back at the very end. I mean, all we got to do is win a game 6, and we're going to a game 7 with our lives still in play here. So let's see if we can win game 6. And we have the lead right now. Does not mean anything truly just yet. And it looks like we are going to win game 6. We do force a game 7. Thought we were dead in the water just a little bit ago, but now we go to a game 7 and San Antonio in front of these home fans that are loud and ruckus. Can we come out here and win this one and go to the second round? Man, it looked like we were dead, man, but we are back and we are going to the second round. Wow. 32 points from Zion, 30 and 30. Love to see it. Combined for 90 points there. And now we get the Rockets in round 2. I tried to get Tari Eason off of y'all. Y'all were able to keep him. I think he signed for like $9 million or something. Yeah, he's over there. So yeah, he would have been a great addition. He's up to an 84 overall. I imagine if you move him to small forward, he'd be up even more, but I'm not going to help them with that. So my current round against Houston. We're up 30-0, and do not blow a 30-0 lead, please. We beat them in 5. W. Okay, now the ultimate test, the Thunder. This is the team we built to beat the Thunder. They have Ace Bailey, Miles, Gary Trent. They lost J-Dub. Am I dumb? No, they lost him. They lost Jalen Williams. We should take advantage of that, hopefully. Is that DJ Burns, by the way? No, that's Oscar. I was about to say, it looked like DJ Burns. But all right. Game 1, 1-0 goes to them, so they still win by 4. We even it up. Win game 3, please. Nope. Damn, so the Thunder, even without J-Dub, I mean, they have Chet and Shea, don't get me wrong. They have Ace Bailey and all that, but I feel like this team, the team that we have is much better on paper compared to theirs after not having Jalen Williams. Okay, so we win game 4 to even it up. If we win game 5, we have a huge advantage going into game 6, going back to OKC. So it looks all right now. As long as I don't blow it, we're going to a game 6 with game 6 with an advantage. And we got close to blowing it, but we thankfully beat them. And now we got Orlando awaiting us if we're able to close the Thunder out here at home. I would love to do that. Not a sweat at game 7 against them. Very close. Very close game. But it looks like, ooh, very close. 2-point game. And we are going to win. We're going to the finals. W. All right, so Zion Williamson trade does not go to waste. We make it to the finals at the very least. At the very least, we made it to the finals. Now, of course, it's time to get this championship. So the Magic, they have a lot of length as well. They have Donovan Clingan, who has not developed at all. OG Anunoby, Wendell Carter, Keldon Johnson's now a Magic. Black, Suggs, Franz Wagner, Paulo. All right. Game 1, 1-0. Game 2, they even it up. Game 3, 2-1. Game 4. All right, we got a huge game 5. So game 5 in San Antonio. We're already running a game rotation for these playoffs. So games 5 in San Antonio. Like I said, we got to win this one. If we lose, I don't like our chances here. But it's looking all right now. We take the lead. Got to keep it. It's back and forth. 1-point game. Don't lose this one. Take advantage at home. Please don't lose. Win this one. Please win. Please win. Very close game. Very close game. But it looks like we're going to win. W. Okay. Now we got a game 6 in Orlando to bring home a trophy to San Antonio. And we come off with a very good lead. And I think as long as we don't blow it, which it's a close game still relatively, I think we did it. If they make it close to the end, I'll jump in. It's getting there. It's a 6-point game. Let's watch a 6-point game. A 6-point game is pretty close still. A minute 23 left. I'll watch it. I will not play it because I will blow it. I guarantee it. So let's just watch what happens here. And let's make sure we don't blow this lead. Well, let's just watch and, let's see if San Antonio blows it or not. All right. Zion's going to inbound it to Wemby. He's going to give it to Devin Vassell to a wide open Dylan Harper, who gets fouled on the 3. Wow, that's a lapse of a mistake by Suggs right there. We're going to make the first one. So if he makes all 3 of these, that's probably game, right? I mean, the Magic have to truly respond. That is a big foul. And I will take it, obviously. So we are going to W. 121 to 112. And now you have the Orlando Magic bringing the ball up. Franz Wagner with the ball. He is going to try to do something on Zion. Zion is right now being a brick house until Franz, and he misses it anyway. Looks like Franz Wagner had a pretty good look from it, but he unfortunately missed it. Did not get the finish. Wembanyama just waiting to get the ball if needed, and he He's got it. He's got Wendell Carter, who looks, I think that's Carter, who looks so incredibly small on him. And Wemby is probably about to hoist like a step back three on him or something. No, Wemby's going to take him to the paint, and Wemby's going to shoot over him, but he does not make it. All right, so the Orlando Magic stay alive. Paul Banchero taking up the ball. Going to try and make something happen here. Step back, gets a defender in the air, which is Sarr. Sarr's in the paint. Going to give it to Paulo, and Paulo is going to jam it. But that's 31 seconds left on the clock. Pretty sure this game is well over. They're going to give it to Harper. The Magic are not fouling yet. I figured they would, but they're not going to. So they're down 7. If we make one more basket, you have to think this is over. This is probably over already, but one more basket would, be for sure over. Gonna give it to Wemby in the paint, and that is your ball game. That's a dagger. Boom. Just like that, the Spurs are your champions. We're gonna be celebrating a trophy in Orlando. Suggs hoisting up a 3. He is going to in and out it, and just like that, your San Antonio Spurs are NBA champions. Zion Williamson gets brought over to San Antonio. What a wild sequence that would be if something like that did occur. Obviously, this more than likely is not going to happen, but man, what a team we built at the very end of this. Love it. Wembanyama gets a championship in San Antonio, so love to see it. Is the glitch still exist in 2K, by the way? I haven't seen it in a while. Okay, so no Magic players celebrating with us, which is great. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. We get a championship for the Spurs. Very, very good team we put together. Getting some Larry Luck helped. Alex Sarr and Wemby. Not going to happen in real life, but how crazy would that be? I hope you guys enjoyed. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.